Today we are going to start with one of the important family Apiaceae. Previously it was known as family Umbelliferae. Flowering plants are belonging, so division Phanerogamia is there. Class Dicotyledone, class Polypetalae where petals are free. Series Calyciflorae, order Umbellales, and family Apiaceae, or previously it was known as the family Umbelliferae. The typical umbel-like, umbrella-like inflorescence is the characteristic of this family, and because of that, the family is known as family Umbelliferae. General family character of this family: stem is fistular, hollow structure of the stem is there. So stem is fistular and it is hollow. Leaves are normally alternate and they are much dissected, as you can see here. They are mostly compound and sheathing leaf base is there. Inflorescence is typically a umbel type of the inflorescence forming an umbrella-like structure, and this occasionally a simple. Very rarely we can find that. Flowers are epigynous. They are pentamerous, where calyx and corolla numbers are 5. They may be regular or irregular, actinomorphic or zygomorphic, and bisexual. Calyx mostly superior. It is a pentaphyid or sometimes absent. Corolla, they are normally 5. They are free, polypetalous in condition. They may be inflexed in some cases. Stamens normally 5. Carpels are 2. It is bicarpellary syncarpus with 2 pendulous ovules can be observed here. Honey disc is surrounded to the stigmas, that is known as the stylopodium, and when fruit is a typical type of this family, it is known as the cremocarp, and seeds are normally endospermic and oily. Here you can find the inflorescences, and this is a typical leaf, dissected type of the leaf of this family, and inflorescences are mostly the umbelliferous or the umbrella-like inflorescences are there. Talk about some of the common plants of this family that can found in India. It is the Apium gravulans. We normally call it in Hindi as a ajmud. Cultivated and for its leaves and vegetables. This tuber or root of this plant is also edible and it can be used in the salads. See the beautiful flowers of this particular Apium gravulans. Then it is the Carum opticum. Normally we know it as a zira, cultivated for its medicinal properties. And here you can find the close-up of this particular zira. This is the beautiful inflorescence of this Carum opticum. It is the Eryngium ceruleum, where you can find a typical spinescent type of the inflorescences are there. Roots of these plants are known as the nervine tonic. And then Pimpinella anisum, it is cultivated in Assam, and this can be we can anise in our region, normally UP, and it yields an oil. So it is the Pimpinella anisum. The Coriandrum sativum, in Hindi we call it as a dhania, cultivated for its leaves and fruits. One of the nervine tonic, that is the Centella asiatica. It is also known as the Hydropotyl asiatica. In Ayurveda, we know it as a Brahmi. It is a wild plant found normally along the river sides or canal sides. And it is used as a medicine, that is the nervine tonic. Carrots, Dacus carota, cultivated for its edible roots. Here the inflorescence of that carrot, that is the Dacus carota inflorescence. And then Ferula fetida, normally we know it as a hing, and inhabitant of it is Persia, but also cultivated in the hilly area of the India, and it is well known for its this carminative drug we can know as a hing. The habits of these particular plants, the plants of this family, they are mostly herbaceous. Normally they are annual, but some members can found that biennial and perennial habit. Just take the example of it is the Bupleurum and Heracleum. where we can find a perennial habit is there. One of the Angelica is also there. Rarely we find the shrubby habit in this plant, but the family members are typically having the aromatic odor and due to the presence of oil ducts all over the plant. It is the Pseudocarum climbs by means of its petiole. Petiole modification can be observed here, which are very sensitive to contact. This family is normally called a carrot family, and it was also named as family Umbelliferae due to its umbrella-like inflorescence. It includes near about 295 genera and having about 2,850 species, according to Willis. In India, the family is represented by 180 species belonging to 30 genera. These plants were commonly distributed, except the Arctic region. Everywhere we can find that. So we can say that it is the cosmopolitan in distribution, and the chief centers of distribution is north temperate and subtropical regions. The roots are, as usual, taproot system is there, but many times you find these roots are swollen due to the storage of food material. Just take the example of carrot, with various type of the colors can be observed or found in the market. So they are shown here. Stem is erect. They are normally spread prostrate. In some cases, that is the Pseudocarum, we can find it is the climbing. Swollen at nodes normally, and they are having the ridges and furrows along the walls. So usually it is the fistular, where centrally it is open, a pipe-like structure can be formed, glaucous or glabrous. And here you can find the ridges and furrows of the leaf can be seen on these stems. Here it is the leafy sheathing leaf base is there, and stems are fistular. The leaf in this family, leaves are normally cauline and they are ramal in position on axils or on the branches. They can directly originate. Radical in young plants, just take the example of Dacus carota. In carrot, we can find the radially arranged leaves are found there. And they are usually exstipulate, stipulate in Centella asiatica, alternate and opposite in some cases like the epiastrum, where we find the opposite type of the leaves are there. They are normally simple but much dissected and often decompound. They are having the petioles, so petiole usually sheathing at the base, and venation is a reticulate unicostate venation we find in the centella, whereas in multicostate venation is the astrantia. Parallel venation can also observed in the eryngium and the aciphylla, where palmately lobed leaves in the sanicula. So various type of the leaf can be observed here. So these are the leaves where we can find the variations are there. Here the distinct pith or the central hollow stem is there. Alternately arranged leaves can be found in the family. Leaf sheaths are at the base where they are having sessile or petiolate leaves. But much branched leaf are there which are normally showing the sheathing leaf base. And leaves are normally much dissected. It is normally a simple inflorescence or sometimes compound. We can find the umbel type of the inflorescence surrounded by a thin leafy bract. Here you can find these are the leafy bracts are at the base of the flowers, and inflorescence is the umbellate type of the inflorescence. In some it is reduced to single flower, but in normally it is in the type inflorescence, umbel type of the inflorescence. Centella and azorella, where we find the solitary single flowers are there, and it is much compact head-like structure in the eryngium. So typical inflorescence we have shown here, where these are the leafy bract and these are the inflorescences, where you can find the inflorescence stalks. These pedicels are longer, lower pedicels are longer than the central one. So length of the pedicel is vary here, but all the flowers come into one plane. Flowers are normally having the pedicel. Here you can find the pedicellate flower. They are bracteate leaf like bract, just we have seen in the previous slide, where these are the bracts are present here. They are ebracted. Just take the example of Phoeniculum vulgare, where soap, in soap we can find such type of the flowers are there, where they are doesn't have any bract. They are normally perfect, having calyx, corolla, androecium, and gynoecium. So both all the four whorls are present in the flower. They may be actinomorphic or zygomorphic, but in zygomorphic, due to enlargement of one of the outer petal, because of one uneven petal, you can find this zygomorphy can be introduced in the flowers. Normally, marginal flowers of the umbel, just take the example of coriandrum, धनिया, ज्याच्यामध्ये मार्जिनल फ्लावर जे आहे त्याच्यामध्ये एक पेटल जी आहे ती एनलार्ज झालेली असते, and because of that the flower becomes zygomorphic. They are having both the conditions, that male and female structures in the same flower, that is, a bisexual flower can be observed here. It is a pentamerous structure where calyx and corolla number is 5. Inferior ovary you can easily observe here. It is the epigynous condition, and disc is present there. So here you can find a disc. So it is the typical structure of the flower in soap, where you can find the ebracted structure is there. So bract is not there, but the typical flower we can observe here. Here you can also see the LS of the flower, where this is the epigynous ovary. Then calyx is almost absent in this plant, and these are the petals where alternately arranged stamens are there. Echinophora, the umbel has a central flower, and in it is the artopus, where Aciphylla, where we can find flowers are fully dioecious. In some Astrantia genus, we find intermediate condition is found. So a variety of floral conditions can be observed in the family Apiaceae. When we talk about the calyx and corolla, they are normally having 5 sepals and 5 petals. Here you can observe that the peripheral flowers having the uneven or uneven structure of the petals, and that's why they become the zygomorphic. And central flower, they are having the typical actinomorphic flowers. Normally, the calyx is adnated to the ovary. It is attached to the ovary, and it is volvate in condition. Normally, the calyxes are 5 and they are green in color. Where corollas can be variously colored, they are normally 5 and they are free. Polypetalous condition can be observed here, and they are epigynous often, because in ovary is the inferior, and that's why epigynous condition can be found here. They are emarginate on the gynoecium. Tips are inflexed. They are volvate in Phoeniculum. Otherwise, they are imbricate, and mostly the beautifully colored petals are found in these family members. When we talk about the androecium and gynoecium, the stamen number is 5, as the flower is pentamerous. They are free. Here you can observe that these are the male flowers and these are the female flowers we have shown here. So here in male flowers, we can find there is a presence of the stamens, but there is no gynoecium. Only the male flowers are shown here. Here we can find particularly the female flowers, where this is the gynoecial condition, inferior ovary is there. And here these are the stylopodiums, which are found a disc-like structure. So here female and male flowers shown here. They are polyandrous in tendency, inserted on the disc, and anthers are diathecous. Here you can observe 2-celled anther cells are there. They are versatile introdes, and filaments are long and equal in height. So here you can find, though the pedicels are unequal in height, but we can find the filaments of the androecium are equal in height. They bent at the bud, but ultimately spreading out in some cases. Here also in gynoecium, it is bicarpellary syncarpus. That's why we can find these 2 stigmas are there. So it is bicarpellary syncarpus ovary. It is normally inferior. Calyx and corolla are present above the gynoecium, and ovary is typically bilocular with a single pendulous ovules. In each locule, there is anterior posteriorly placed ovules are there. placentation, normally axile placentation we observed in the gynoecium of this family. Normally styles are two. Here you can observe the two styles, and stigmas also two. Stigmas are normally just a simple type of the stigma is there. At the top there may be the capitate stigma you can observe. In epigynous condition we find the granular styloposium is present. So this styloposium having the gland-like structure at the base. So this condition is found in this family. As we know, the flowers are inferior. They are schizocarpic. Cremocarp is known as the fruit type of this family, which normally splits into two halves. Either mericarps, two mericarps can be formed there, and they are attached at the central. It is the carpophore. So this carpophore is holding these two mericarps, and this can be separated at the dehiscence. They are normally ridged and furrowed structures. Ridges and furrows can be easily observed on these cremocarps. And because of these ridges, from that position, it can be hauled into two. So there is a separation can be taken place. So here you can find structure of this cremocarp. After dehiscence, you can find separation of these mericarps can be taken place, and thus this is the one seeded mericarp or carpel can be observed here. It is in actual condition. You can find the typical fruit after dehiscence. This is the carpophore, and these two halves are nothing but the mericarps, which can, after dehiscence they can get separate. This family we know for mostly the spices and condiments. Here you can find the various type of the seeds. ज्याला आपण जिरे, शहाजिरं, जिरं, ओवा, सोप हे सगळे आपल्याला याच्यामध्ये मेंबर्स आहेत. Here you can find these seeds are normally endospermic and embryo is very small. And pollination in this family is typical. It is by the insect only, and it is entomophilous due to it is having a nectar and scent protandrous nature of the flowers. Nectar disc is present at the stylopodium, where you can find a secretion of nectar is there. When we talk about the floral formula of this family, most of the members are actinomorphic. In very few cases, just like in the coriander, we just discussed, it is the zygomorphic flower. Flowers are normally having the bisexual flower. Calyx is fused, and petals may be absent, or we can find they are free corolla members, that is petals are free. Androeciums are normally 5. Gynoecium having bicarpellary syncarpous ovary, and this above line indicate that the ovary is inferior. These are the seeds of various plants, just caraway, cumin, then we can find the ajwain, fennel, soap ज्याला म्हणतो आपण, anise म्हणजे ओवा. तर ह्या सगळ्या गोष्टी, these are all the products of the this family, seeds of this family. When we talk about the floral diagram of this family, here we have taken the typical flower of Phoinium vulgare, where we can find the male and two types of the flowers, where the peripheral flower having a zygomorphic nature of the petal, and the central flower having the typical actinomorphic flower. So these two examples we have taken. Peripheral flowers, where can we observe that these 5 sepals which are fused, petals are typical, they are lobed in nature, and we find one of the petal is larger in nature. And because of this larger petal, we can observe that the flower becomes a zygomorphic, and its formula also changes like white. It is ebracteate flower in the floral structure of this particular Phoinium vulgare. Whereas the central flowers are normally actinomorphic flowers, and all the petals are showing the same size of the petals. So we can find these are the alternately arranged stamens are there. Stamens are normally 5, and the centrally placed ovary, where we can find it is a typical cremocarp, where we can say these two mericarps can be separated at the maturity. You can see here, this is the typical drawing of the family, and this particular umbelliferous nature. See the inflorescence, this is the compound type of the inflorescence. There are many inflorescences, and these compound inflorescence show the compound umbel type of the inflorescence. So umbrella-like structure is there. So because of that, we can say the umbellate type of the inflorescence can observe in the family Umbelliferæ. When we talk about the typical flower, here you can find these are the lobed structure of the particularly this flower petals, and sometimes calyxes are rudimentary, or they can be fall off early. And here you can find these are the typical type of the androecium in the flower. So these androeciums are bithegus, and they are having the versatile nature because of the dorsifixed condition. They are introse in nature, where here you can find a typical inferior ovary and typical structure of the stylopodium, and along with the stylopodium, this is style and stigma. They are normally deflexed in many cases. When we take the section of this particular piece of the ovary, here you can find centrally placed a carpophore is there, on which in centrally placed placenta is there, and here axial placentation having the two ovules because of the bicarpellary syncarpous ovary. So this is the typical structure or illustration of this family member. The common plant in our region, that is the Centella asiatica. So we can go through that also. Centella asiatica is typically having the prostate habit, and it grows like that. We know about its leaf structure. So here you can find a typical twig and the growth pattern, prostate habit of this particular plant. When we talk about the simple flower, you can see here, this is the typical flower of inflorescence, where we can find the three flowers are there. And this particular portion of the stoloniferous prostate plant, where this inflorescence having the three flowers in that. When we just see the typical flower, this is the inferior ovary. These are the where we can say the flower. Calyx members are there. Corolla is almost absent, or early deciduous condition can be observed here. Here you can find this is the ovary and stylopodium, and these are to the stigma. And these are typically the androecial conditions. Here you can find enlarged structure of this in ELS of the flower. Here you can find crumpled petals are there, inferior ovary. This structure is known as the stylopodium. These are the short styles. And here it is the diathecous anthers. They are normally dorsifixed, and because of that, they becomes versatile in nature. It is a typical type of the fruit, TS of ovary, where two ovules can be seen centrally attached. Here you can find the floral diagram of this particular Centella asiatica plant. Here you can find all the sepals are fused. They are normally attached with the inferior ovary. So it has been shown there. And these are the petals which are free, alternately arranged. Androeciums are there. They are bithegus in nature, and centrally placed ovary with the stylopodium is there. And here you can find the centrally placed the axial placentation. So this is about the typical drawing or illustration of the family member. This is the Centella asiatica. As we know, this family has good economic importance. It is normally used for the food purpose because the roots are having a storage capacity. So this stores food material, and it can be used for that purpose. Take the example of carrot, Dacus carota, it is carrot. Then celery, Apium gravulans, here you can find the seeds of that. Parsnip, it is the Pastinaca sativa. Here you can find the roots of that. Just like the carrot, it can be confused with the Raphanus, but Raphanus is from the another family. Mula is typically a fusiform root, and these are the conical roots. So here, just like the carrot, it is the Pastinaca sativa. Pseudonym graveolens, where we can find chiefly used as the pot herb, and these are the seeds of that soa. So these are the typically food plants we use in this family. Spices or condiments, we have a few plants. Take the example of hing, Ferula fetida. Here you can find these are the exudes of that particular plants. Ferula fetida, then ajwain, carum copticum, ajwain, these seeds are there. Zira, cuminum, cyminum, you can observe here. And soap, that is the Phoenicellum vulgare, here you can observe here. Then dhania, we know that is Coriandrum sativum. These are all used as condiments and carminatives, particularly in the food purposes. Then ferula is also one of the genus where the ferula galbanifera is also used as used to produce the hing asphatida. Then Dorema is also produces oleogum resin. So it's also a resin producing plant, Dorema. So these are the some of the condiments and spices. Many plants used as a fodder for the plant, animals. Several members like the carrot, that is the Heracleum, then Angelica. These are proven fodder for the cattle and the horses. Many members of this particular family having the beautiful flowers, and because of that we can say that the Trachemine, then Angelica, Eryngium, and these are the Heracleum, where you can find the beautiful flowers in this family, and because of that it can be also planted and cultivated in the gardens for their beautiful flowers. These are most of the annuals plants, so every year they have to plant. Many members from this family are having the medicinal property. Just take the example of Centella asiatica. Here we have shown the leaves of that. It is a very good tonic for the brain. We can say that it is the nervine tonic. Then hing, sof, soa, these are all the digestive disorders can be cured by these elements. Then it is the Pseudonym graveolens, where we can find it is known as the soa, used as a dill water for the children. म्हणजे पोटदुखीमध्ये प्रामुख्याने याचं पाणी लहान मुलांना दिलं जातं. And then it is a Conium maculatum is the Helmock plant. Its poison was given to the Socrates. आणि म्हणून याचा आता medicinally it is important in all the spasmodic affections such as cholera, epilepsy, whooping coughs, then mania. These diseases can be cured by this conium. This conium yields the alkaloid called the conine, which may lead to the death sometimes. Then Apium graveolens, we know that it is the anise plant. Ajmud किंवा ओवा आपण त्याला म्हणतो. It produces apine and used medicinally for the cardiac tonic. Particularly, it is also used in the asthma. This particular family has shown a great affinity with the another families which are belonging to the Apiclamidae. The phylogenetical relevance of this family is that it is put after just the myrtles and preceding the sympetals or the gamopetals. Conditions can be adopted by the many taxonomists. The origin is traced from the roselles because epigyne and perigynous nature of the flower. Here in family Apiaceae we find the epigynous condition, and in Rosaceae we find the perigynous condition. A reduction in number of the carpels from many to few, and ovules are also the noteworthy characters in this family. Charles Besset supports the view of the postulated that the Apiaceae was directly derived from the Rosaceae. Rosaceae मध्ये आपण apocarpous condition आणि polypetalous condition observe करतो. But the member is just having the perigynous nature, आणि त्याच्यापासून umbelliferae can give rise to the Rubiaceae, and Asteraceae is the last and most advanced family in the dicotyledons. So from Rosaceae to Rubiaceae and Rubiaceae to Asteraceae असा त्याचा प्रवास झालेला आहे. We have some primitive and advanced character in the same family. So here you can find plants are generally a perennial or shrubby. This is the primitive character in the family member. And the leaves are simple and alternate in most of the genera. Dissected leaf is the advanced character, but the simple presence of simple leaves is the primitive character. Corolla is polypetalous, petals are free. Stamens are polyandrous, many stamens, and they are free. Flowers are actinomorphic and hermaphrodite, bisexual. So that is also the primitive character, and it is mostly the entomophilous. The insect pollinated condition is there, and seeds are endospermic. So these are all the primitive characters of this family. But at the same time, we can trace out many advanced characters also. Plants are mainly herbaceous, annuals or biennials. Many members are belong to this type of the habit, and because of that, it is advanced character. Leaves are finely dissected. Just take the example of coriander, where we can find the dissected leaves or decomposed leaves are found in many genera. Inflorescence is typically umbel type, and it is compound inflorescence. Flowers are small, and in some cases we find the zygomorphic and epigynous nature. So that is also the advanced character. Calyx is gamosepalous. Fusion in almost all members we can find the gamosepalous condition is there, and because of that it turns into an advanced character. Number of the sepals and petals are fixed. They are 5. Stamen 5 with the versatile anther. Versatility is also because dorsifix nature is there. So dorsifixed anthers and versatile anthers are again the advanced character in this family. Carpels are normally 2 and syncarpous. Normally ovule is only one ovule is there, and in each loculus we find that the pendulous ovule can be present. Reduction in number of the ovules is again the advanced character, where we can find the stylopodium is present and fruit is simple and cremocarp. Since advanced character out the family has the primitive character family and is also regarded as the most advanced family among the Polypetalae. So this is all about the family Umbelliferae, or we can say now it is a family Apiaceae.